Today's video is discussing two really simple but really powerful components to the commonly discussed topic of lag. The angle between the trail wrist and the golf club that people love to see being kept hold of, that all the pros kind of do, coming into the hitting area to create better distance, to create much higher quality and consistent strike that you guys at home want to see. So without further ado, let's find out what those two keys are all about. So as we alluded to the intro of this video, we're going to be discussing two key areas which is going to start to allow lag to happen more naturally, rather than giving you a drill which is going to force lag to become a bit man-made, and in my opinion sometimes kind of unwind you a little bit. Now the first port of call, or the first key that we're going to discuss, is going to be the club face, and this is definitely something which people can misunderstand or just kind of not appreciate, and can definitely start to hinder them a little bit. So if we, all things equal, just hold on to this angle, so we achieve in what people perceive as successfully hold on to that lag, that is a component that's going to leave the club face quite open. So you can see here how it's looking really far out to the right. So what I commonly see is people coming in with this idea, lag, because they need more pressure, they need better stride, which might very well be the case, but when I say not appreciating the change that it makes, when I'm referencing this to club face for that demonstration that I just showed you, strike might start to improve, distance might start to improve, but they're hitting that golf ball way out to the right. So it's absolutely crucial that we get this club face to match the strike, and to understand that hold on to that angle, all things equal, is a component that will leave this club face quite open. So there's a couple of checkpoints here. When we're going on the way back, if we're seeing that club face quite open, so looking to the sky versus looking to the floor, which would be a club face which is stronger or more closed, it's important that we get this club face looking a little bit more to the floor, more to the ball, and especially on the way down. This isn't so bad on the way back if on the way down that club face is more square. If that club face is remaining open, coming down into impact, then you can say to yourself that if I hold on to that angle from that position there, that's going to be a bit of a killer move for us. We're going to hit it way out to the right. The better I strike it, the more right it's going to go. Okay, so if that is you, firstly, and a couple of low-hanging fruits here, I would consider strengthening that grip up a little bit. So rotating the lead hand more over to your trail side. So right-handed golfer, left hand goes more over to the right. And that is a setup component that's going to allow you to start to feel that club face look much stronger, more to the floor on the way back and through. If that is enough of a change in order for you to do that, fantastic. If not, implement that change and start to consciously think about some in-swing ideas, the club face looking more towards the floor, back and through. It's absolutely crucial that the club face is not open if you're someone who needs stronger ideas of lag coming into the golf ball, because that's going to be very destructive to yourself. Number two is very closely linked to pressure. And when we're saying pressure, we're talking in the downswing now. We've got that club face in a much squarer position, a position where we can match up better ideas of lag without compromising the direction of the golf ball too much. But we need to encourage that lag to happen much more naturally as well. And what we're looking for here is pressure to be moving into that lead leg coming into impact. So a really good drill I quite like to, or an exercise, is to get set up and just make some swings back and coming down to impact. So you might want to do that without a golf ball and just stopping there and just basically holding that impact, being conscious to where your weight is. Quite commonly you'll see people kind of stop here. If they were to ask themselves honestly where their pressure is, the majority of weight is going to be in this right side. Coming into impact, we want to feel kind of 70 to 8% of our pressure in this lead quad, because as we have better pressure into that left leg, we're going to be more inclined to have much better a relationship to the floor, so we can have a much better inclination to the ground. And what I mean by that is in this vertical fashion. Generally, people who load into that left side much better will generally tend to stay much closer to the floor. And if I've got pressure left and I am much closer to the floor with my upper body, my whole swing arc is going to be much narrower, and it's going to be more inclined to hold on to these angles much more naturally, because it has to. If I lift up, catalyze with that, if my pressure is more central, I'm going to lose that angle. So just to recap what we discussed, two key elements to making lag happen much more naturally. Number one, it's absolutely paramount that we get that club face in a much squarer position, because if we don't and we create more lag, your golf ball is going to be going much considerably more out to the right. So as a checkpoint, see where you are at this position coming into impact. That golf club is looking too much to the floor, your club face is too open. So number one, strengthen the grip. If that's done it, fantastic. If not, think about some ideas of keeping that club face looking towards the ball, looking towards the floor, much longer throughout the swing. Once we tick that box, we want to start to move pressure into that lead leg on the way down. The reason for that is that's going to keep our relationship or our inclination to the floor in a much stronger fashion, which is going to narrow the swing arc, which is going to make lag become a much more natural move. So with a squarer club face or even a stronger club face and creating pressure in that lead side to create better relationship to the floor, lag is going to become much more inevitable. So do some drills, just kind of swing to the golf ball, stopping, making sure pressure is in that lead side, and then you can think about setting up to the golf ball and clipping some away with that feel. If you have any further questions, drop a comment in the comment section down below, or drop me a follow on my socials. For any online or in-person coaching, drop me a follow on the SKILLEST app, search David Atkins, and drop me a message from there. So until next time, we'll catch you on the next one.